All right. This is State of Mind. Sunday. I just want to say that it's been incredible doing this show, and I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. Just kidding. Look. No, who I have today is incredibly talented. Is a friend of mine, and I've known him since he was a kid. And there's a little story I'm going to tell him eventually here. And I got to tell you, I didn't know he was going to grow up to be as good an actor as he is. I don't know what I thought. I thought he was good, but the guy has Emmys, and I think he has as many as I do. But I'm hoping that one is a supporting actor, because if he has 3 leading, he's not going to be on the show right now. He was on General Hospital, and he is on Bold and the Beautiful. That's where everybody knows him now, playing Liam Spencer, big shot that he is, and his name is Scott Clifton.
I've never had an introduction like that. Thank you, man.
It's really off the cuff.
Appreciate it. No, I got to tell you, I feel really complimented that you wanted to talk to me, because my memories of you are very. You're a giant to me, and I started out as as this like intimidated little pissant, and the halls of GH. That was like high school for me.
Yeah.
I dropped out of high school to be an actor, and I went there, and that was like my high school. And we had the cool kids, and we had the nerds, and we had our like social groups, and I did a lot of like growing up there, and I still didn't grow up there.
So you dropped out of high school?
Yeah.
I barely graduated.
Man, I regret it. It was stupid. I got incredibly lucky to have the career that I have. So irresponsible, but I dropped out of high school to be an actor. I begged my mom over, please, mom, let me drop out. And she was an academic. She was, and it broke her heart. I think she was relieved, when I got a career out of it. But I failed my high school drama class because I was playing hooky to go on auditions, and my drama teacher said, you're never going to work as an actor because you have no work ethic, which was kind of true in high school at least. Yeah. But then you get out into the real world and you realize, oh yeah, I got to have a work ethic. So.
But dropping out, like I really at this point don't really know if I graduated, because it's a long story. I don't want to get into it, but maybe I did. But if I did, it's by this much. But acting would be the easiest way to go, isn't it? Because you don't have to be smart. I mean, no. You get my drift.
Yeah. No, it was, but it's. I mean, the odds are so. I'm already getting all philosophical, and
philosophical.
We just started, but. I don't believe in fate. I don't believe in a divine plan, but I'm a big believer in luck. And I think that there's somebody out there that's far more talented than I, who's got a better work ethic than I, who's better looking than I, and he's working at Subway right now because he wasn't in the right place at the right time in the right room with Teschner like I was.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's the only difference. I mean, there's so much talent out there. Why did I think that I was going to be? That's
But it's a lot. It's also mental, Scott. Like, I was managing this boxer at 19 years old, and he had it, man. He had long arms. He was really good, and it goes to what you're saying. And I was buying his stuff, and I was going to do it. And his first fight he won, and then I think he won again, and then his third fight he got beat up kind of bad, and his parents are there, and this and that. And then I'm in Temecula, where I live, and he calls me. He says, "Can I come out there?" I said, Yeah, come on out. Comes out. I respect him for this. Takes me for a walk. And he goes, I can't do it. I said, you don't want to fight? He says, no. He says, I smoke weed. And I don't want to give it up.
Wow.
And I said, listen, there's a lot of Sugar Ray Leonards working at Target. Because kind of what you're talking about, the luck. And that's the unfortunate part. But you and I, we managed to get, I mean, you know, for me, acting saved my life, man.
Yeah.
Especially being bipolar,
Right.
mentally ill. What was I going to do, man? Because the creative part of acting also helps me.
Well, yeah. What other career is there in the world where you have where your experience being bipolar gives you access to a tool set that isn't essential to any other career? I mean, I can't think. Music, you know, maybe some people.
Yeah,
like,
music.
you know,
My son's a musician.
Yeah.
You know, but it also, in my situation, playing a character who's bipolar, like I say, it's also very difficult because acting-wise, as a method actor and getting in there and wanting to be get as real as it can be and that's all good acting-wise, but then my life suffers. That's what I've known to.
But Sonny's the first character that you played that was bipolar, right?
Yeah.
But Sonny wasn't even diagnosed as bipolar until like after I was on the show.
Yeah.
Right. So is it okay if I'm asking you shit?
No, I like it.
Can you divide up the years at GH playing Sonny before he was diagnosed and after he was diagnosed? Did that affect you in different ways?
Nah, it's kind of because in about a year and a half in, they asked me if they could write the character bipolar. I don't think he was diagnosed, though, for a while. You're right. But, so, well, you know, my story is the first 3 weeks I quit because I had my third nervous breakdown. So it's just, acting has been like a love-hate because, you know, you love it, but then you hate it because of what it does to you. So it beats you up, but it pays your bills.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But let me ask you one question right now.
All right.
This is a very serious question. You have 3 Emmys. Okay, I just need you to answer this.
Yes, sir.
Answer it honestly. How many leading actor Emmys do you have?
Only one.
Oh.
Only one. No.
Thank goodness.
Oh my God.
I thought maybe you had, because other research was 3. Oh, he's won 3 Emmys. He's won 3. But there's 2 supporting and 1.
No, it's not even that. I don't even have that. I have 1 younger actor, 1 supporting, and 1, I got grandfather.
Oh, okay.
No,
right.
man, are you kidding? And I actually believe that supporting is the hardest.
That's what they say, yeah. But I can't say that because I have 3 leaders.
all 3 of yours are lead.
Yeah, so I have to say no. I don't think that's true, but I hear that all the time.
Well, there's just more. It's not about the quality of work is not what I'm talking about. It's the amount of people that are thrown
that's
in.
true. That's true. But damn, dude, that's beautiful.
It's beautiful, but remember Kristoff St John?
Yeah, man.
So
I had me on.
Yeah?
Yeah, and Brian James.
So I got to do like a couple of events with him, and I got to talk with him. And the year that I got lead, he was nominated, and he and I both had a younger actor Emmy and a supporting actor Emmy, and if one of us won, everybody was telling us that we were going to have this record of the first actor in daytime to have an Emmy in all 3 categories. And he told me, And this was like months before he passed away.
Yeah.
He told me that it was really important to him to win that. That Emmy is not worth it to me.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm not.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
But
I get what
it's not. Yeah, it's a bittersweet.
Yeah.
It's not. And so much of that is, again, I go back to luck. Who happened to be submitting that year?
I get you.
And it's
And I always say, it's not the best actor; it's the best tape.
Right, exactly. And that was the first year that they changed the rules where all I did was take advantage of the new rules. I was smart about it. I did not have the best performance, but they changed the rules. Instead of submitting like one episode for the whole year, they changed it so that
20 minutes?
You could make a 20-minute tape,
Yeah.
and you could grab from whatever episodes, and
Yeah.
I just made a story with it.
Always
That's
better
it.
with the story.
Exactly, because I was playing the voters, but
Yes.
I didn't have the best performance. I saw his performance was fucking beautiful.
Really?
But it was all, I think it was in a hospital. And it was just, it was so intimate and small and controlled and authentic. And mine was all over the place. But I told a story. And that's the only, I'm convinced that's the only reason I won.
But he was on a different show, right, Scott?
Yeah, he's at Y&R. Yeah.
Oh, you guys were just hanging out.
Yeah. Well, they're both like the Bell family.
I get it, yeah.
So we do a lot of shit together, but
Yeah, that's Mia was here, and that whole story was gut wrenching. I mean, gut wrenching, and that's why we're talking, because mental illness.
yeah.
When I hear that somebody does himself in, there's always that part of me that wishes that I could have talked to that person for at least a half hour. And maybe not, but maybe I could have convinced him not to. It's difficult, especially when you throw drinking into the equation. That's when because it's hard enough just being bipolar, anxiety, depression, whatever it is. But you throw alcohol or drugs into the equation, I don't know how people can.
Which was in the mix for him.
Right. Hi, Scott. How are you?
I'm great. How are you? God.
This is cool,
Yeah.
man. Let's talk about where you grew up and all that. I want to know all that stuff.
I grew up here, man. I grew up like I could walk to my childhood home from here. I'm like third generation Angelino.
Really?
And eyes, yeah.
And family?
Yeah, my dad grew up my mom's from the South, Charleston, South Carolina. Real, she, like that culture. My mom's 10 years older than my dad. She's almost 80 years old now. Wow. And I'm not even 40. But she grew up at a time when like she had to, she had 5 years old. She was plowing fields, and she had to go and climb the tree to pick the switch that she would be beaten with every day. And it was like that was, she has an eye that's like facing out. She had to have several surgeries on because her mom just beat the fuck out of her. Her dad worked for NASA in Florida. But anyway, she was this academic. She was gay. She considers herself bisexual but monogamous.
Whoa!
But she was a member of the Black Panther Party in the 60s.
I know,
and
yeah.
all that shit. So she had a hell of a life, but she was severe borderline personality disorder, right? So, she went to therapy for years and years and just couldn't find.
And that was back then. So
that was back then when therapy was a lot different.
What is severe borderline personality?
It's like the hardest one to describe because it's borderline. It's like a cocktail of a bunch of different shit. But somebody who's borderline, often they can't ever be wrong. Don't fucking argue with someone who's borderline because they will not give it up.
Whoa!
And she considers herself recovering borderline, now. But that was what caused her to want to be a psychologist. And the joke about, children of shrinks and cops are all fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, that's, I had that. And then my dad was like this just working class Jew that, he worked at like an auto parts place. And then later he ended up working at like a sort of like currency exchange where people go to get like payday loans and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was it. But we had like a small house right here on like Matilla Hall, just a few blocks away.
And you were the only child?
I was the only one.
No.
Which is weird because my mom's whole thing is like parenting and, but she only had one test subject. So how does she,
How was it growing up as an only child?
Well, that's the thing about being an only child is you have no basis for comparison at all.
Is it that big of a deal, though?
I don't know. I think...
I mean, you're the, you got friends.
Yeah, I do wish... I mean, now that I'm older...
Yeah.
And I'm going to... Sometime in the next, I got to figure 10 years, I'm going to be burying at least one of my parents, right?
Right.
And I'm going to be doing that alone. And...
I get you.
I do wish that there's nobody that I can talk to and go, hey... You know how dad does this? You know how mom used to say this?
I get you.
So there's a kind of, I guess, loneliness is not the...
Yeah.
Because I wasn't lonely.
Right.
But my experience is totally unique and there's nobody I get to compare notes with. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo. I got all the presents at Christmas, though.
But then you got friends who you can say, did your dad?
Yeah. Well, yeah. That was... right. So, no. It was, I think I was very privileged. My parents didn't have a lot of money. The house that I was just talking about, it was $300 a month rent. My bedroom was a closet that they converted into a bedroom, but I never knew it. They were like very careful not to like let that affect my childhood. And when it came to, if I wanted a Nintendo, they made sure that, they'd get me the Nintendo for Christmas. They were very cool about stuff like that. So, And
in school, were you the jock, the nerd, or the...
No. So, all right. In mental health, I'm...
You were heavy?
No. No. I mean, I had a bit of, like, body image shit growing up. I think that probably translated when we were working together. Yeah. But, no, but it was more that... I didn't understand people. My theory is that if you took 6-year-old me and put him in 2023 and had him diagnosed by a child psychologist or whatever, I'm pretty sure that they would put me somewhere on the spectrum. I talked in movie quotes. I didn't really know how to connect with people. I was... I didn't know how to read the room. I didn't understand.
That's like autism, right?
Yeah. I mean,
like
it's like, but like, more like Asperger's, which is like a very, very mild
Gotcha.
version of autism. By the way, not a medical professional.
No.
I don't know what I'm talking about, but I have this suspicion now, rightly or wrongly. I think we're in a different culture now, and maybe being on the spectrum, having autism, maybe that's overdiagnosed now. Maybe a lot of people are told they're on the spectrum when they're not. I don't know. But I have a feeling, I look at people that have been diagnosed with that, and I'm like, Jesus, that's me. That was exactly who I was. And the only reason I think I don't seem like that now, I think I even seemed like that a bit when I was like 18, 19 working at General Hospital, because I just didn't know how to connect with people at all. But
I remember.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I was weird.
Yeah.
I was weird.
But that's what I liked about you.
Thanks, because a lot of people didn't.
Yeah.
I think I came off obnoxious to a lot of people.
Yeah, not to me.
Thanks, man. That's a relief.
That's why we hung out. I'm not gonna hang with you if I don't like.
I loved it, man. You kept me on my toes so much, and I knew you had a purpose. You were doing it with intention, but you would come up to me and you'd say the weirdest, most random shit. You'd like come up to me, and you'd really stare at me, like for like the longest 3.5 seconds of my life.
Right.
And you'd go, "I really want to shampoo your hair." You made a man out of me. What can I?
That's the greatest line. But where are we at?
I don't know, man. Oh yeah, but I wanted to be an actor, and the one thing I had going for me was I could mimic a little bit. And when I met my wife, my now we're separated now,
right.
But it's the best decision we ever made. She's still like my best friend.
How does that work, Scott? Because I've been married for 87 years.
Yeah.
And I love my wife. It's all great, and I love it. But you're cool with being separated? I mean, I know you're not cool with it, but what is it like? That's a cool topic for me.
Well, okay, all right. So,
because I know you guys are cool.
Yeah.
So
I saw her today.
Yeah.
We were hanging out with our kid. So, okay, well, part of it is we're so fucking privileged, right?
Yeah.
When we separated, we got to buy another house. It's very close. So we have two houses. She lives in a house, and I have a house, and our son gets to just kind of go back and forth between the two, and they're very, very close. It's a 5-minute drive from each other, and so he, we'll have family dinner over at her house some night, and then she'll come and we'll have family dinner at my house or whatever. We still create this kind of family unit thing, and the nature of our relationship was always such that we were not. I hope, Nikki, I'm sorry if it's, but we were just not
compatible,
romantically compatible. We just weren't.
All right.
We loved differently.
Yeah.
And it took us way too long to figure that out. But once we did, things got better. And it was her that kind of said,
"Oh,
I release you. Like I can't love you the way that you deserve to be loved.
Beautiful.
You can't love me." And at first I was hurt, but then I mean, it was such a kind, rational, compassionate thing for her to do, and now I thank her for it every day.
Wow.
And our relationship is so good now, and yeah, so it's weird. It doesn't fit into anything, but
that's like a movie, like a nice, bit, yeah. Like a nice. I mean. Yeah. You have a house here, everything just works out. I mean, the movie would be this, right? In the beginning, it's all good, and then it goes, la, 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 and then it ends into this beautiful thing.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about it is everything. I mean, at the end of the day, everything you try to do is so that you raise happier, healthier kids than you were, right? And thankfully, there was never this like big, heavy talk that we had to have with our son. My son's 6. Oh. We never had to do the, like, we still love you. This is not a reflection on you. We just fell out of love with each other. It was none of that because we never even slept in the same bed, really. He barely saw us kiss. It was, so as far as he was concerned, he was like, I'm getting another house? This is great. Anyway, I'm so sorry, Nikki, if I wasn't supposed to say any of that. But
it's the truth.
I'm proud of it.
Yeah, I'm proud for you.
Thanks.
The way that all worked out.
Yeah,
because it doesn't always work out like that.
No, it could have. Yeah, I mean, I don't. There's a joke like there's no such thing as a bad divorce, but in this case, I think that's true.
Yeah, because I've spoken to many people about there, and it's not like that.
Yeah, again. Very lucky. But it was, the only reason I brought up Nikki was because she was the opposite of, she's a social genius. She can meet anybody and within seconds make them fall in love with her. She knows how to read people immediately. She knows exactly what their sense of humor is, what will make them feel secure, what will make them feel safe in conversation. Everything, micro shit, like how the kind of eye contact she makes with you, putting her hand on your thigh, and just like little things that you don't even pick up on that do work, subconsciously. Yeah. She can make anyone love her and feel relaxed, and she controls the room. She's so good at it, and anyway, so I fell in love with her and was able to go, okay, so I could just copy this at least.
Yeah.
And then that's when I started kind of for the first time developing social skills, but that was in my mid-20s.
So she taught you.
Yeah, she taught me how to be a human being. I mean, and And even now, to some degree, I'm kind of, you know, you fake it till you make it, but I'm still kind of faking it a little bit.
Right.
You know, I seem very organic and natural in conversation, but I'm following rules.
So, what's this tribute to Don Diamont? You did a tribute or something?
I did a tribute? Oh, on Instagram? That one for Father's Day?
I'm a little jealous. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you.
What Don is...
Because I don't think you've ever done a tribute to me.
I should have. I should have done a tribute for you. Why didn't I not?
I don't know.
I'm such an asshole.
Yeah.
And
I'm looking over this thing, right? And I see tribute to Don Diamont. I even read some of it. I was like...
I didn't call it a tribute. It was because it was...
Father's Day or something?
It was Father's Day. And I know that he was on my mind because he plays my dad on the show.
Yeah, I know, right.
So, and
he's a cool dude.
He's a cool dude, but he's like super dad. You know, he's got like 7 sons.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh my God,
Seven sons.
He's got 7. So they're almost all grown now. But from like, and some of them are not even his. Like he adopted his, his brother passed away. He's had a lot of tragedy in his life, and like a lot of his kids are from those tragedies, and he just has this giant family because he became like a kind of father.
Good for him.
And he like goes to all of their games. They're like, they're all athletes, and he's like, so like being a dad is like his big thing, which is funny because. Even the moment I got hired on the show, he started acting like my fucking dad, right? Like, I mean, he gives me advice and he wants to know. And what's funny is we're both Jewish, and so like there's a lot of jokes about just doing the Jewish dad thing. Like, how you don't call me, and are you eating right, and blah blah blah. And he's always asking me about my health, and I tell him about my health problems, and he's just very very paternal.
Yeah,
and so. It was just that one Father's Day, I was thinking of. I had just had a kind of heart-to-heart with him about shit that was going on in my life, and I thought it's funny how you have a lot of different dads throughout your life.
Yeah, I'm with you.
A lot of different people, and anyway, it was just me thinking.
And
out
I
loud
thought that I was your dad at one point.
Well, you were,
and then it kind of.
You were the dad that wanted to shampoo my hair.
Oh my God. So I'm gonna give you my experience now with you.
Oh shit. I'm nervous. Look at that. Do you see this? I'm nervous.
All right. So I had invited Scott to a concert to see the Isley Brothers. Don't you remember us going in a limo to a casino?
In Vegas?
No, in somewhere else. Don't you remember going out? Oh no! Wait! You were at the house. Oh man! Don't tell me I got this wrong.
No, Isley Brothers sounds.
Okay, look.
That sounds familiar.
Here's what happened. You were at the house, and we came and picked you up in a limo.
At your place?
My place in L.A.
Okay.
But you were young, right?
Yeah. What
happened was, if I'm wrong, now I gotta ask my.
If you're wrong, I'm just gonna pretend you're not.
No, that's cool. I like that. So I got it. The reason I'm bringing this up is because I'm gonna show you what ego can do to someone. I've worked on my ego. Now it seems pretty damn good, but it was bad for a long time. So I don't know, but you're there, but okay, whatever. So I had gotten these tickets to see the Isley Brothers. You know the Isley Brothers, yeah. I can't sing because it's YouTube. They'll cut me out.
Censored.
Here. Right.
Yeah.
So we went to Morton's to eat.
Yeah, this I remember. I remember being at Mortons with you.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I remember Mortons.
Okay.
I had not heard of Mortons before you took
fantastic.
me there. Okay.
So I'm all happy, right? And when you have an ego, nothing can ruin this night. Because when you have an ego and you're worried about what people are going to think, you get all screwed up. So we're all eating, getting ready to go to the concert. Isley Brothers.
That's all we get.
Right?
Percussion.
Yeah, because otherwise you do. La, la, la. Paula gets a call. One of the Isley Brothers took my tickets for everybody, from everybody.
They can do that?
They did it. And now I am devastated. Now,
It doesn't take an ego to be devastated by something like that.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed off too.
yes, you can get pissed off, Scott, but when it's that important, where we went back to the house and I got drunk. I was in the limo wasted. This is something I'm opening. I don't think I've talked about this. I don't think anybody knows about this.
Oh, shit.
In all these interviews that I've done in here, I've never talked about this particular moment. I was drinking and listening to music that 50 Cent, whatever, that I shouldn't have been listening to with kids in the car. Because we brought my kids to the casino. Not inside the casino, but in the limo. So because I was so devastated that I had to drink myself to oblivion. Oblivion, is that the way you say it?
Yeah.
And here I am listening to some music that I shouldn't have been listening to, and I'll never forget that night. I regret it, because I don't regret a lot in my life, but I do regret that night, because that behavior was not cool. And you might not have been in the limo to go to the thing. You might have went home after there's no tickets. But I got to ask my wife after this. But if you weren't there at all that night, that's all cool, because it's still a cool story, right?
No, I definitely remember Mortons, and I remember being in the limo with you.
Oh.
And I was starting to question whether I was, because I didn't remember the concert, but now that makes sense because we didn't go to the concert. This is very fuzzy for me, but I remember it differently. I remember.
Woo! That's what I love about this story.
I remember. Well, you're trying to make a point, and I'm like,
no, I don't care.
I'm pissing on it because my experience of that night was not of you doing something uncool.
Right,
My experience of that night was feeling, insofar as a 18-year-old kid can feel like initiated or honored.
Yeah.
I felt like, oh shit, Mo trusts me, and he's getting kind of fucked up around me. He must think I'm like one of the cool people. Like he trusts me. He can be vulnerable around me, and he's just doing what he wants to do. Like I get to be here for this and see this side of him. I felt really cool.
Wow, Scott. See, that's the beautiful thing that we're talking about right now, because it's your experience and my experience is like totally different.
Yeah.
And that's fine, right? And I'm glad you experienced that, and not like, this guy's drinking,
But I also, at that time, I was also not at all aware of what you were dealing with either. I didn't know that you were bipolar. I didn't know any of that shit either. So I think, I don't know if I would have reacted differently, but I would have had a different
But
level
it's just
of
interesting that we could be in the same place and have two separate experiences in our thoughts of what I'm thinking you're thinking, but you're thinking what you're thinking.
You don't drink anymore, right?
Nah, I don't, because I don't like it.
Yeah, you know how there's two kinds of drunks? I mean, there's the ones that the more drunk they get, the more sober they think they are.
Yes.
And then there's somebody who just the more drunk they get, the more acutely aware of exactly how drunk they are, to the point where they feel like everyone is judging them for being drunk, even if they're really not.
Yeah.
It sounds like maybe you're
That's
more of the
it,
latter.
yeah. Sure.
And
Absolutely.
yeah, my dad's a severe alcoholic, and he was like that. And he would just he'd stumble on one word and just be devastated, embarrassed.
That's the worst.
But yeah, man, wow. That's so interesting.
Okay, so that's the story. I think we've covered it now, Scott. I think we've talked about everything under the sun. I don't got there's not a lot on you in the thing, but I didn't need anything because let me tell the audience because at the end I tell the audience what I think of Scott Clifton. This was I love this interview because Scott, I haven't talked to Scott in depth. I saw him at a wedding, but we didn't really talk like this in so long. And he's really, and I'm going to say it, he's just a cool dude. And, he might have thought that, back in the day that he felt cool, but he is cool. I'm just who I am, and he's who he is, but he's a cool dude, level-headed. Love what he said about his ex-wife. It was a beautiful story. And I'm so happy that he has 3 Emmys, but they're not leading actor Emmys. That probably made my night. So I thank you for coming here, bro. And it was just good, bro.
Thank you, man. All right. Well, if then I want to do it too, because I don't know how you would ever know this without me telling you, but you were one of the first. I mean, General Hospital was one of the first jobs, acting jobs I got, and I got to watch you work, and I got to see what a professional, real fucking actor does, and how seriously you took it. It was not a game to you. And you are in my head always because of that. When I make, I'm not an actor like you, but I hear your voice in my head no matter what job I'm doing, no matter what scene I'm playing. I can't take you out of me. So thank you for that.
Man, I appreciate that, and I'm just proud of you.
Thanks, man.
What you've done, who you are.
Thank you.
State of mind. Later.
That was great, man. I really appreciate that.